Just tuning in. I hope I got the sound levels adjusted well. If not, I might be a little hard to hear. I think I am going to take a moment and adjust the sound so that I can hear myself and not be drowned out. Let's see. Okay. Okay, audio settings, that's what I need. Alright, hopefully that works out well. Anyway, I'm going to be playing Sonic the Hedgehog 1 via the, what is it, the Sega Genesis collection on PS4. There have been so many Sega Genesis collections that I'm honestly not sure which, because I know, I think it was the PS3 had the Sonic's Genesis Gems collection or something, which I'm probably getting the name confused with the Sonic Gems collection on the GameCube. Yeah. Yeah, there are a lot that Okay, sorry, I'm just getting a couple things set up before I get into the game proper. Alright, I am gonna get into it now. Oh, I didn't realize... Oh my god, that's a terrible... I thought I set it to the... Okay. Yeah, let's get some better border art there. There we go, that's Sonic appropriate. Okay, we're really getting into it now. Alright, and I'm, you know, not gonna use any cheats or anything. It's not necessarily the best emulation. It doesn't beat playing it on an actual Genesis, but, you know, I'll deal with it. I did play this originally very shortly after it came out, though I didn't own it myself until a couple years later. I didn't have a Genesis at the time Sonic 1 came out. I was about 3 years old at the time. And I don't think I actually got my Genesis until I was about 5. Which would have been like 1993? I want to say it was Christmas of 1993. And I got a Genesis that had a Sonic 2 pack in. But then, I believe later the next year, I think it was sometime during the summer, I went to Toys R Us with my mom, and I ended up finding a copy of Sonic the Hedgehog, the first one. I didn't exactly do great with it initially. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm confusing myself here. Forgive my old man brain. Oh no, 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 don't touch the red ones. Hot lava. Ah, motherfucker. Sorry, I'll try to keep the swearing to a minimum. Oh! Anyway, so up to that point, I had never beaten a video game before. I'd played Sonic 2 and Battletoads Double Dragon, and I think I got Spider-Man X-Men Arcade's Revenge for Christmas. But I had never beaten a video game in my life. But Sonic 1 was just easy enough for my dumb, impatient kid brain to finish. For whatever reason, I know everyone likes... I know the meme is that Labyrinth Zone is like PTSD-inducing, which really isn't fair to people that actually have PTSD, but, you know, I'm not gonna harp on that. But anyway, it turned out to be the first game I actually managed to beat without any help. I had seen games beaten before. I had seen Super Mario World beaten. I had seen my grandma beat the original Mario, and I'd seen my sister... I don't remember if she beat Mario 3, but at the very least she got to Bowser. And if I'm just absolutely sucking, I am not the best at, I guess, multitasking and playing a game while talking. But I've got Sonic 1 committed to memory well enough that at least a lot of it I can kind of go on autopilot and I don't have to think too hard about it. But like the special stage, I am absolutely going to bomb. Am I allowed to say bomb on YouTube? I know the guidelines have changed, so I'm thinking of Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison, where he's like, this is being recorded live, so you can't say hell or shit or anything. I think I do a pretty good Johnny Cash. But that's kind of beside the point. Earlier tonight, I finished playing Super Mario World, and I didn't stream it because I have no idea how to stream from a Switch. Oh no, no! I'm not so good at this. Oh, Jesus Christ! Chad, get a hold of yourself. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna probably run into some more spikes if I don't pay attention. Yeah, it's been a good long time since I played this game. In anything more than an absolutely casual attempt to play it, you know, just to kill some time or have a little tiny bit of nostalgia. And let me tell you, Mario and Sonic, Super Mario World and the original Sonic released within months of each other. And I mean, I know the console wars were big. It's a big rivalry. I guess I never quite understood that in a serious sense. Like, typically, when you're a kid, you're gonna like whichever console your parents buy you. I mean, you might have a preference for one over the other, but, you know, most of us did not choose which console we got. Come on, come on, come on. We just got which one we got, and, you know, we lived with it. It was not until the PlayStation came around that I made the conscious choice to get a console, and I, you know, did all this research, and I chose the PlayStation. I looked very hard at the Nintendo 64 because a lot of my friends had Nintendo 64. But I don't know, I think I just saw something in the PlayStation, a little bit more variety, I guess. And I think that ended up helping form my tastes a lot. If oh, I forgot I can rewind. Okay, I may be doing that to cheat a bit. Just to forewarn anyone watching. Especially since I'm kind of running on autopilot here. But yeah, if I had gone with Nintendo 64 as opposed to PlayStation as my primary console for that generation, I may have very different tastes in games. I mean, like a lot of other people, Final Fantasy VII was my first real RPG. The first one I played to completion. I had played a couple others prior to that. I had played the Final Fantasy Legend on Game Boy, but I didn't understand it at the time. So I ended up, and you know, the Genesis had a few good RPGs, a few that I have actually played in the subsequent years. Shining Force 1 and 2, obviously. I've actually only gotten into the original Phantasy Star, and I have not completed it. But I mean, I know Sega has, you know, its share of RPGs, but nowhere near what the Super Nintendo or Sony PlayStation had. I know the Saturn actually got a ton of RPGs, but the only time I've ever played the Saturn was playing either Knights or Daytona USA. So unfortunately, I can't really comment on that too much. But anyway, before I had my own Genesis, I had played this at a couple other people's houses actually. I mean, anyone that had a Genesis pretty much had a copy of Sonic. And I actually played it on the Game Gear too, which is not the exact same game. I think in the following years I played the Game Gear version on one of the GameCube Sonic collections, but the Game Gear games are still not something I'm super knowledgeable about. Because I pretty much quit following Sonic games outside of playing. So I followed them on the Genesis, because, I mean, what else are you gonna do? But, I mean, obviously I didn't have a Saturn, I didn't go for the Dreamcast, so pretty much one of the only, I played Sonic Adventure DX on the GameCube, but I'm not like one of those weirdo diehard Sonic fans. I just happened to be a Sega kid during the 90s, and that's why this came to be the first game I ever beat. And of course, when I did beat it, I had had a lot more practice at it than I currently have now. As it is right now, I am just, you know, I'm almost playing it blind after all these years. I still remember a lot of it, but I don't necessarily remember the order it all comes in. I don't necessarily have the timing down anymore. I mean, because it's been... I'm 36 now, and I probably beat this when I was 5 or 6 years old, so... I mean, you can do the math on the amount of time that's been. And all the other things that have been in my brain since that time. I always liked Marble Zone, though. It always had kind of that horror movie vibe to it, kind of like, maybe not so much as something like Castlevania, but something similar. It had that ruined atmosphere, kind of a little bit darker than most of the other zones. In kind of a creepy, ruined way. And I definitely like that. I've always... I didn't grow up on slasher movies, but I definitely grew up enjoying, like, the Universal Monster movies a lot. Oh yeah, I'm just running through the lava. Yeah, I think that love of monster movies just comes from there was this time where we were going, I think, back to a family reunion. I lived in California when I was a kid, and we were driving back to Oklahoma for our family reunion. And we stopped at my uncle's in Arizona, up in the mountains there. And he used to have a huge, like, videotape collection. And among those, I picked out King Kong and the Wolfman. And I especially liked the Wolfman. And that was kind of the start of me getting into the Universal monsters. My favorite... I would say my favorite of them is Dracula. I don't know, I've always had an affinity for that kind of gothic atmosphere, and... Interestingly, that's also just kind of given me a general interest in, like, Eastern Europe's history. Because I actually think Vlad Tepes, the real guy, is a lot more interesting than the fictional Dracula. And I don't particularly like when, you know, Dracula adaptations, like, want to paint, you know, Count Dracula as, like, the actual, you know, Vlad the Impaler, because I think that kind of short sells the real guy. And I know in my my notes there I am announcing a new project. So I've decided I'm going to kind of write a memoir about my about growing up in the 90s. About, I mean, it's going to be very gaming focused, but not exclusively. I've decided the way I want to outline it is kind of to kind of have a chapter of, you know, me talking about, you know, some events in my life in a current, in a particular little sliver of time. You know, something of note, and I guess how I kind of feel about it and felt about it. And then I also am gonna cap each chapter off with an essay that's just kind of a deeper dive on some interesting part of the subject matter. Like, the first of the essays that I've started writing is specifically about, it's specifically about the launch lineups of the Genesis and Super Nintendo. Just kind of comparing and contrasting Sega and Sony's approaches to their launch libraries. And like I said, it's not going to be all gaming. It's going to cover a lot of, you know, growing up. I mean, just my formative years, and it's definitely not just going to be, you know, about pop culture. It's going to be, you know, going to be about growing up, kind of about the zeitgeist of the 90s, kind of. I hope it's interesting to someone. I'm not gonna ask for any money right now or anything. I do plan on, you know, putting it into book form and selling it at some point, but until I have a finished product, you know, I'm just kind of hyping it up a little and hoping someone will give me a little bit of accountability for it so that I... Oh, goddamn! But yeah, the whole reason I'm playing this right now is specifically to kind of get my juices going on the games that kind of stand out in my memory, so that I can talk on a little bit deeper level about them, about, you know, why they're important to me and kind of how they make me feel there. I will talk about why I don't play the Game Boy version of Tetris very often. But, first gotta fuck up Robotnik. And yeah, I know he's Eggman now in the US, and I know he was always Eggman in Japan, but he is, always gonna be Dr. Robotnik to me. Or, Dr. Robonick, I think, is what, the guy in Nick Arcade called him when they were, hyping up Sonic. Does anyone else remember Dr. Robonick? That's assuming anyone can even hear me. I haven't checked my sound levels at all. I just kind of went for it. Ooh, that was a nice, nice little 4-for-1 deal there. Cope. I love the Sonic Cope sign right there. It's like, yep, it's your life now. Cope with it. But yeah, I just wanted to make it clear that I've been wanting to do this memoir for kind of a long time, but I didn't really find the motivation to do it until now. And I think part of it comes down to I've just kind of given up on modern video games. and I am gonna pause it here for just a second. I had some laundry come out, and I just gotta hang one thing up real quick. Okay, and I am back. So yeah, me and my girlfriend are gonna be going to the Arizona Renaissance Festival this weekend. And oh, son of a crap. Well, I guess I'm starting over. Yeah. So I've got my, I've got this just kind of basic medieval peasant outfit, and it consists of just basically a tunic and a mantle. Kind of a hooded thing, and I wanted to hang it up so it could kind of air dry. But yeah, I know some people would probably crowdfund their memoir, but I'm like, I'm not important or interesting enough. I don't have any kind of a profile. But I kind of figure, you know, once I complete it, I'd like to just initially release it as an ebook and hopefully do an audio version of it, because honestly, I really like just audio content for. Let me put it this way: like, most of us have some kind of commute, whether it's walking, driving, you know, riding a bus or a train. I mean, we all want something to, you know, keep us occupied while we're doing that. Whether we're, you know, if you're lucky enough to, you know, ride a bus or something, you might be able to read a book while you commute. I have to drive for my commute, so I'm usually listening to music or, you know, something through YouTube or Audible. And I've also just always really liked audio content. I got into kind of collecting old-time radio shows when I was a teenager. I mean, if you think your comic book habit was nerdy, try collecting cassette tapes with, like, episodes of The Shadow or Fibber McGee and Molly on it. Like, the only person I had to talk to that about was my grandma. Which in itself is something I eventually want to write about, but I mean, that's one of the most hardcore nerdy things about me, I think. It's become a little more common and accessible in the modern era, I think, just because we have so much of it freely available through like through YouTube and stuff. I mean, you can go search up episodes of The Shadow or Gunsmoke right now. But, I mean, around 2000, that was deep nerdy. Like, if you, say you were into Star Trek, you could probably find other people that were into Star Trek. If you were into Dungeons and Dragons, you could probably find, you know, a group of like-minded people. But if you're into old-time radio, my God. I mean, I was into old-time radio and bluegrass. I had no hope. Unfortunately, I kind of had to learn to keep those interests to myself because, you know, it weirded people out. And kind of at the same time, I found with kind of the commercialization of, like, you know, so-called geek culture and stuff, it's been kind of ridiculous to me that so many of the people that, like, would make fun of you for, like, I don't know, say you're reading a Batman comic and you're like, oh, you're reading a comic, you nerd, and it's like, oh yeah, this is exactly the same guy that is now like, I've been a lifelong fan of Iron Man or whatever like D-list character Marvel popularized in one of the recent movies. Yeah, this second run is going a lot more smooth. I'm not losing any lives. Yeah, but I think audio content is a really underrated form of entertainment. Just like purely audio. Like if I was running Audible, I would not just be doing, you know, the book on tape kind of approach. I would be like doing like brand new like audio dramas. And I mean, like, in the modern day, there's definitely a lot of, you know, good voice talent out there. I mean, you hear a lot of it in video games, and you used to hear it in, like, you know, animated shows and stuff, but it's been a long time since I've actually watched an animated show. At least a new one. The only animated show I really... new animated shows I've really watched are, like King of the Hill. Well, that's not new, that's been off the air for a decade, but it's one of my favorites. Pretty much anything Mike Judge creates, I'll watch. So, was it Tales from the Tour Bus? Love the new Beavis and Butthead. Honestly, it's probably even funnier than it used to be. I mean, go watch either the Beavis and Butthead's review of what is it, BTS, their like song Dynamite, where Beavis is getting really into it. Seriously, I'm saying, click off of my stream and go watch that right now. It's hilarious. Seeing Beavis be that into, like, K-pop is just amazing. Countered, of course, by Butthead's absolute disgust with Beavis for this. I cannot hang on to my rings today. God damn it. Yeah, in our efforts to stifle our swearing at work, we have a swear jar, as one does, and we've resorted lately to trying to come up with alternative swear words and like reviving old-timey swear words and expletives to try and avoid dropping a quarter in the swear jar every time we you know, drop a little F-bomb here and there. And I wish I remembered some right now, because that would give me something interesting to talk about. Ah! Well, that's my fault. Yeah, as much as I don't want to give money to the Disney Corporation, I gotta admit the Sega-produced Disney games from the 90s are amazing. And I would probably drop some cash on a Sega Genesis Disney collection, because like Quackshot, World of Illusion, Castle of Illusion, I think there were a couple others, but those are the really good ones. I'd pay money for that. I want to say there was like a Tailspin and the Little Mermaid game that I never played.
Good job.
Hey, thank you.
No problem.
Ah, damn. Once again, I cannot hang on to these rings today. I think one of the things we tend to forget in our, you know, I want it now instant gratification world is that back when this game was new, you did tend to have to practice a lot to get good at a game. And I probably spent all summer when I got this, like, getting good at it and getting good enough to beat it.
Okay.
And that's just like an explanation for, you know, I'm old, I'm out of practice.
Oh.
Because, I mean, I remember at one time being able to just kind of breeze through this, but, you know, that was a couple decades ago.
Nice job in Act 2.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad my sound is coming through okay. Ah.
Yay.
Oh, here we go. Alright, I don't think this is going to be one where the lava bounces me up, so I'm pretty safe to just jump.
Are you playing on PS4?
Yes, I'm playing it on the... Oh! That was a nasty little bounce. Yeah, I'm playing it on the Genesis collection on the PS4.
Oh.
Which seems to be a pretty decent port, as far as I can tell. Definitely isn't the same as playing it with the original Genesis controller, but it works well enough. I like how Sonic was just kind of pushing air for a while there. I've never seen him do that before. Yeah, not totally.
Are you trying to beat Sonic the Hedgehog 1?
You know, maybe. I'm not totally sure if I'm gonna try and beat it tonight, but, I don't know, it might happen. Oh, not if I keep doing that, it won't, though.
Oh.
Ooh, I got myself in a bad place here. Ooh. Yeah, this may just end up being a practice run for a much better run. Yeah, but I don't quite think I'm going to end up seeing... Oh, thanks. I don't think I'm going to quite see my favorite... Ah, crap. I'm not going to see my favorite stage, which is Starlight Zone. Not tonight, probably.
Why am the only one talking?
I don't know, but I appreciate the engagement. It's all good.
Okay. Have you played Sonic Speed Simulator in Roblox?
No, I haven't. I actually had never even heard of Roblox until one of my coworkers told me about it. Yeah, there are like entire facets of gaming anymore that I just have no experience with whatsoever.
I am the only person in this list.
That's okay. I mean, but, you know, if that's weird, just, you know, feel free to...
I feel bad.
Oh, don't feel bad. I, like the most people I've ever had talking in one of my streams, and I stream, like, very rarely, is, like... I don't know, like, 3, 4 people? It's no big deal. One of my friends just suggested I start streaming it when I do older games, so... Oh, no, 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 come on. Oh! I will say that the special stage is much more responsive in the original Genesis version. I don't know if it's a control delay thing, but I swear it is so much better on the original hardware.
It is almost bedtime for me.
Well, thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Definitely have a good night, and if you enjoy the stream and you ever see me streaming, just feel free to drop in. I'm always happy to, you know, chat with whoever's hanging out. But again, I don't stream a whole lot, so you never know. Oh, that was a good little jump there.
I subscribe.
Oh, thank you. Very much appreciated. I'll make an effort to try to stream more often when I...
By the way.
Yeah.
My birthday is in 3 days or 4.
Oh, happy birthday. Happy early birthday. I've got a February birthday too, so... all gotta stick together. Short month, lots of birthdays packed in. So definitely, happy birthday.
Have you unlocked Tails?
Can you... I don't know if you can... Is that a thing you can do in this version of it? I feel like there are other versions where it's like...
Izzo.
I don't know, I've only ever... I have seen... I have seen versions where you can do that. I've never seen it in Sonic 1. But I wouldn't doubt there's a way to do it in some versions of it. But as far as I know, this version is just like a ROM dump emulated of the just original Genesis card. Ah! Yeah, I used to think of myself as being a lot better at this game than I actually am. I'm not sure if you guys can hear that, but it sounds like the sound emulation is going a bit kooky on my end. Having a little bit of that fun is infinite feeling over here. It's kind of creepy.
I gotta go.
Well, have a good night, and have a happy birthday in a few days. Have a good one.
I am so sorry.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's all good. I used to think I was so good at this game. That's what years of soft living and easy games will do to you. Yeah, I have no idea why the sound is going to hell right now. Like, literally hell. And here I thought Super Mario 3 was the game that was the work of the devil. There's probably an entire generation of YouTube viewers that don't get that joke. Jesus Christ, I'm old. But we all age. To quote Grandpa Simpson, it'll happen to you. Ugh. Yeah, I'll definitely say this is a more difficult game than Super Mario World was. I will say most of the difficulty in Super Mario World, I mean, there are a few tricky, you know, platforming, enemy-heavy spots, but the hardest part there is usually figuring out where the particular exit you need is. In this, I mean, it's very clear that, you know, Sega has the arcade pedigree here. Because, you know, this is a dangerous game to play. Oh! Ah! I think I'm kind of starting to see why some of the modern players complain about not being able to go fast. I think, again, I think we just kind of are spoiled by modern games. We expect to be good at them right away, and... Oh, what... Oh! Nice, nice. Oh Lord, did I go backwards? Ah. Yeah, I'm mostly just streaming this because it's a game I'm playing for kind of research, you could say. Research and then, you know, unlocking, you know, past memories and nostalgia kind of sense. Yeah, the first time I saw Marble Zone when I was a kid, the music I thought sounded really scary. It just, like, creeped me out for some reason. Oh, it didn't stick the landing. Yeah, it definitely feels like the sound in the game is a couple seconds behind where it should be. Ah, okay. Pay attention. Alright, deep breath. We're living, we're learning, we're hanging on the edge of tomorrow. Oh, no, no, no. Come on, come on. There we go. Yeah, I feel like the bosses I'm pretty good with here. It's the levels themselves that are the hazards for me. But this really is how it's done. You just got to go through and practice. Can't let anything stop you. You fall down, so you can get right back up. Alright, Dr. Robotnik, let's go. I will say that the Dr. Robotnik, the boss music here, when I first played this game, that was the most apocalyptic sounding music I think I had ever heard. I mean, that was beyond even like the Imperial March. Oh, that was a nice little run. Cope. Ah. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna run it back. Because I'm a dirty, dirty cheater. Ah. I am gonna have to probably cut it off pretty soon just because I'm sitting up without any back support and I do have kind of a bad back. So, you know, once again, old man problems. Alright, made a checkpoint. Yeah, Spring Yard Zone has some of the, just some of the chillest music in the Sonic series, I think. Maybe not the chillest, there's probably others that, but if you ask me on the Genesis at least which one has the most chilled out, you know, atmosphere, I would say Spring Yard Zone is a pretty good contender. Oh no, 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 no. Okay, I may abuse that a bit. Oh. Yeah, Spring Yard is some really good music. I would say Sky Chase is a pretty chilled out tune also. What's the mountain level in Sonic 2? What's that name? I don't remember. That's another chilled out one. I think there's a couple in multiplayer too. There's like a Zur Lake, like Mystic Mine, I want to say. That's a chilled one. Mystic Mine almost puts me in like the mindset of like the town music in a Final Fantasy game. And as town music goes in Final Fantasy, I think my favorite is always going to be Fisherman's Horizon in 8. I don't know if that's because I like fishing in real life, or if it's just super peaceful. Besaid Village in 10 is also really nice. And Final Fantasy VIII, I definitely think is one of the more underrated in the series, but part of that is that I think I played it at the right time in my life. I initially played it when I was like 12, but I actually picked it up and finished it when I was 17 years old and an extremely awkward, aloof. I wasn't quite a loner, but I was definitely an awkward weirdo. So, who tried very, very hard to be cool. So I think I really identified with Squall when I played that. But yeah, I feel like Final Fantasy VIII is one, if you don't play it when you're like at that right age, you're probably never going to understand the appeal. At least that's how I feel about it. But no matter what your age, you're going to think Laguna's pretty cool, probably. Ooh. The one thing I don't quite get, though, is when people kind of complain about the early Sonic games, and they're like, well, you can't go fast all the time, even though that's a selling point. Well, I mean, you're kind of... How fun would a game be if you just went forward with no obstacles? I mean... You've got to have, you know... You've got to have more to it than, you know, going right at lightning speeds. Oh yeah, now we're gonna go forward at lightning speeds, hell yeah! Oh, I was hoping it would come back this way. Ooh. Okay, this time I'm gonna get it. Okay, wait for it to come back. Here we go. Okay, this time I'm gonna get the sequence right. Okay, wait for it. Ooh. I should really just know they're coming at this point. I always like the snare drum hit sound in the Sonic games. It's definitely something artificial, but it's, I don't know, it hits hard. Oh, there's another cope sign. Oh, God. Yeah, I think they need to add a seethe to that, because I am seething just a little bit. You may not be able to hear it, but yeah, I'm seething a little bit. I can pretty clearly remember this area being a little bit brutal on me when I was a kid. Okay. Oh, that was actually pretty easy. Hopefully I can leap of faith. Alright, now we're getting on to everyone's nightmare. Labyrinth Zone. I don't know, everyone seems to hate Labyrinth Zone. I don't have any strong feelings on it either way. I mean, Labyrinth Zone Act 3 is kind of a pain in the ass because of the advancing wall of doom, but... I don't know, maybe I'll change my mind and join the haters on this. Okay, I hated that. Yeah, Labyrinth Zone has some chilled out music too. So here's a hypothetical. I mean, we all know the. I know it was a rumor. I don't remember if they confirmed like that Michael Jackson did any actual music for. Someone else knows this. But what if instead of Michael Jackson, it was Prince doing the music for a Sonic game? Am I the only one that thinks that would be cool? Maybe it just comes as being a big fan of Batman '89 that I like the idea of Prince doing the music for things. Somewhere down the line, that's going to give someone in the audience a heart attack. I kind of wonder if this being Labyrinth Zone and like columns having an ancient Greece theme to it, someone at Sega just really likes the ancient Greece idea for a video game. Oh! I mean, someone would have to. I mean, Sega made Altered Beast. Huh. Wonder if anyone's ever given that much thought before. Ooh. Hedgehog with a harpoon up his keister. Is that a block of cheese? So, the worst game I owned during my initial run with the Sega Genesis, at least in my opinion, I mean, you're free to have other opinions of what the worst game you had was. Worst game I remember having was James Pond 3, Operation Robocod. Now, I've played other James Pond games in the years to follow, but Robocod is not a good game. Or no. Is it Robocod? No, James Pond 3, I may have to do some research. So I think Robocod is the second game in the series. And Robocod is actually pretty decent. But in the third one, you're running around the moon, which is made of cheese, and you move way too fast, and passwords are like 90 characters long and all made of like objects, like... Oh boy, we're getting some of that sound breakup from hell again. Okay, we're running this back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wonder how far I can actually run it back. I doubt it saves it all the way to the beginning of the play session, but that would be interesting to see just how far it would go back. Okay, so how to approach this? Let's see. Yeah, I'll definitely be cutting it off sooner rather than later. Oh, there we go. Simple. Alright, we have reached the end of Labyrinth Zone Act 1. So I'm going to cut it off here for tonight. I'm going to save my game, and we'll pick it up again soon. Until then, you guys all have a good night. Whatever you're doing, be safe, be positive. Have a good day.